Hello Capricorn, thank you for watching. The Glowing Cat welcomes you. I'm Andy and so do I. So 3-card tarot in this reading for the sign of Capricorn. It is May 2020, but the best time to watch these is right now when you're drawn to it. That's how the energy works. That's how we get drawn together, and that's how we get the information from above. So we'll turn over the first card. This is the Rider-Waite deck. It's a rather strange Turkish version of it that someone gave me. And the first card for Capricorn, the 5 of Wands. So there's a battle going on. It's a kind of a pointless battle as well in terms of anything practical happening. But people's egos are involved when we get this card. And I'm not saying we've got to give in to people's egos. The whole quest for the spiritual journey through life is all about overcoming egos, is it not? But egos are a thing, and they do actually need to be overcome. And to get things working properly, they need to be overcome in a sensitive kind of way that takes account of what everybody wants and what everybody needs, which are two different things, of course. But it is a wand card, so there is progress going on, you see. The wands are all about progress and getting things done. That is so important. The central character here is glowing red, rather like the glowing cat is glowing orange. And that glowing red says we're going places. That says things are going to happen. And it also points to the base chakra, doesn't it? So there may be some fear involved here, perhaps around money, safety, security, that kind of thing. But definitely some fear involved, particularly when egos get involved, because the most egotistical people are coming from a place of fear, and that really is why it's so important to overcome that fear, to overcome that ego, in fact. And they're standing on ground which is kind of green and kind of full of nature. Well, it's full of nature anyway. But we can see it's kind of streaky yellow here, as if it's all got a bit sunburned. So the natural influences, the nature energy, the goddess energy, is rather stressed and rather stretched. But it's a clear blue sky, and if only they weren't arguing, if only they weren't fighting, they could do something about their problems. So it's a pointless battle, but it's a battle nevertheless, and it's something that we all need to think about at some point in our lives. You know, well, maybe more than one point in our lives, but whenever we're doing something, whenever we're actually trying to make progress and getting anywhere, we do have to be aware of egos. It's so easy to step on someone else's tail along the way. So Capricorn, might you be guilty of stepping on someone's tail? Maybe they deserve it, or maybe they kind of didn't deserve it, but they've just gone ahead and involved themselves. People are like that. It's a crazy situation, whatever's going on, because it is kind of a pointless battle. But egos are a fact of life, and they need to be overcome. Could this be your ego, Capricorn? Maybe you need to put things to one side, the things that don't really matter, you know, because there is a main journey going on all the time, and there are sort of main things that need to be dealt with. And anything to do with the ego, it's going to be a side issue. It does have its importance, but it's going to be a side issue, Capricorn. So what do you think of that, eh? A pointless battle, or is it entirely pointless? You've got to decide, really, because this is really all about you. You know, there are other people playing into this situation, but it's more than anything about what you're going through in your heart, what you're going through in your mind. And after all that, we start thinking about what do you actually want to achieve, Capricorn. So it seems a bit kind of upside down. It seems a bit like the priorities are distorted. And if that's the case, then you need to think, what do you really want to get for a highest outcome? Where do you want to be headed? We can never tell exactly what's going to happen in our future, particularly when we're in a battle like this. But what do you actually want to achieve? That's the way to get the focus, if you will, to get away from the craziness. Because we have actually got 5 wands here. They are actually all bearing leaves. So things are actually happening. Things are going the right way. Let's not mess it all up just for the sake of ego, that kind of thing. Okay, so we will move on to the second card. Now, this is something you'll already be aware of. I'm not going to say it's your sort of immediate past, but it relates to your immediate past, and it relates to the present as well, because it's the first card in the reading. But this is the heart of the matter. Oh, it is a king. It is the King of Cups. Right. Now, there may be some tears going on at this stage. Now, this is actually the heart of the matter, and if this battle has been really a difficult one to fight, then there are going to be tears, there's no doubt about it. But the king is up on a solid platform above all the water energy there, so he is actually really quite solid in his intentions, and being the king, he does have a lot of authority, so this is a way of making things happen. Now, is this someone in your life, Capricorn, or is this going to be you? I would suggest this could very easily be you yourself. See, he's clothed in turquoise, and that's all about the truth, really. It's not around his throat chakra. His throat chakra seems to be pure gold. And he's got the fish there, which always suggests something we don't fully understand. But he is the key to finding that understanding, really. And it is all about the truth and the light as well, because there is gold everywhere. And it's a very light sky, you know. There's no clouds forming there. So we have actually got a clear sky. Not a clear blue sky, but certainly a clear sky and a clear way ahead for the thoughts, for the feelings, and for everything we need to do in working out where we're actually going to be going next. It's a very natural kind of a scene, most certainly, but nature does throw us, you know, the goddess energy and everything does throw us these rather strange things, situations into our lives, thoughts, feelings that we don't understand. But be your own King of Cups here, because the cups are all about your heart's desire as much as anything. They're things we want, they're things we long for. And see, on the other hand, he's got a torch here which doesn't have a flame in it yet. But I've no doubt, being the king, he can muster the resources to get that flame lit up and to get that actually shining and doing something of a positive nature. So, you know, look for kind of positive moves you could actually make, okay? Forget this ego stuff by this point, okay? Because now it really is time to go further forward. And that is possible because we've got the wands here. But there's still longing, there's still desire. But those things are not a bad sort of thing to go through at all. Those longings and desires make life what it is, really, because if we didn't actually want anything, if we didn't desire anything going forward, then we probably wouldn't actually go forward. And life is always about things changing. I'm always saying that. It's one of the main things that the tarot shows us, because the tarot is actually a journey through the major arcana, through all the suits as well, in a different sort of a way, but it's all about the same thing. It's all about the journey through life, and we need to be on that journey, Capricorn. So, what's the fish all about? What's the tears all about? Who's this? And look, there's a red ship in the background as well, and it's tossing and turning on the sea. Now it's red, so I'm back to that root chakra thing again. And, you know, fears around money, safety, security, and, you know, fears generally, because the root chakra is where they show up. But look, he's wearing red quite proudly all around his cloak here, so, and in his crown as well. So those fears can actually turn into something positive that are going to take you towards happiness, really. And happiness is always the goal, you know, whichever way we look at it. I think everybody in this world is trying to be happy on one level or another. I once met a lady who thought that happiness was absolutely pointless, and there are spiritual traditions that teach that. But it strikes me about those people that they tend to be at their happiest when they've convinced themselves that happiness isn't important. So happiness is always going to be somewhere in the picture. And there's nothing frivolous, there's nothing crazy about searching for happiness. It's what everybody wants. And it's when we find happiness, true happiness, that things really improve in our lives and we start making progress. So the King of Cups, longings, desires, but very much on a solid platform here. So the way is good, the way is positive, the way is leading away from all the doubts, all the kind of unfulfilled ambitions and hopes and dreams and things like that. And it's into towards the actual fruition of those fruits and dreams, of those hopes and dreams. Gosh. Stumbling over my words here. Okay, let's get on to card number 3, the outcome card in this reading for Capricorn in May 2020. And look at that, absolutely lovely. Now, it's the 9 of Cups. We're not quite up to the 10 of Cups here. There is a certain amount of kind of legalities and things to do with the law inherent in this card. So we might be looking at sort of papers that need to be signed. We might be looking at things that we've got to actually do, maybe get old bills paid, old fines sorted out. I don't know, but there's something waiting in the wings because it's the 9 of Cups. It's not quite onto the 10. We're not quite completing the journey here. But the journey never ends, so maybe that's no bad thing. What we do have here is a lot of joy. The 9 cups are there. Are they full? Are they empty? Very difficult to tell, but they're solid gold. We're into the longings and desires, as we've seen with the King of Cups here, but we're really, really making progress with them here. So that is so positive. And this character just looks so happy, doesn't he? Just, ha, 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 I've done it. I'm sorted out. I'm okay. And so this is where you're headed, Capricorn. This is, a little bit more to sort out in terms of getting everything straight and getting everything in order in your life, but that is going to actually bring you further along the journey to where things are really good. And once you've reached the 10 of completion in terms of this, you'll be moving on to the next thing, because life is forever changing. It's a fact. But 9 of Cups, it's a very positive card. There is gold everywhere in this card. He's sitting on pure gold. The sky is pure gold, and he's got 9 golden cups. Of course, as much as there's a lot of gold and success indicated in this card, there is also the fact that these cups could be half full, half empty, or completely empty, and the thing to do is actually get them full to brimming over. That's what's going to get you to the number 10, the completion that we're all looking for here. Now, he's wearing a striped garment, so we are certainly not really out of the woods here. There are different things going on. There are different influences, and actually opposite influences in so many ways, because we've got dark light, dark light, dark light. But on those red legs, which suggest he's going places, and look, he's got red on his head again. He's going places, and he's overcome a lot of fear. He's kind of wearing it proudly. So whatever you've been through, Capricorn, whatever's been really hard and unpleasant in your life, you've hacked it. You've made a success of it. So wear wear it with pride, and be proud of what you've achieved as you come towards this situation, okay? Because that positive affirmation of saying, yes, I've done well, I've got it right, I've done what I needed to do, that is a really, really helpful thing. Okay, so we're going from this kind of crazy fruitless battle, or apparently fruitless battle. It's not completely fruitless, because once we've sorted all the egos and things out, we'll have a much stronger platform really to stand on. We'll be able to get much further forward much more quickly once we've sorted out whatever's going on here. It's the 5, it's kind of halfway to completion. And the King, consult the King if you need to, if this is a character who's actually outside of your own life. Sometimes it's good to get advice from someone who's outside of the situation, and kings are good like that. But he can make things happen, and he's a part of your own mindset as well, as he's come up here, because this middle card is always the heart of the matter, and you are on your way, Capricorn, to pure gold. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching, Capricorn. I'll be back soon with more readings, so do subscribe to the channel, tap the bell so you don't miss anything. There are hundreds of readings on my channel, so do look through them. If you're drawn to one of the videos, then you go ahead and watch it, my friends. Even if it's not for your star sign, these readings are for anyone who is drawn to them. That's how it works. So do subscribe, do tap the bell. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you again very soon, friends. Peace.